Every end is a new beginning. Wherever our journeys may take us, let us harness the positive energy we've created here together and share it with the world. You are the energy.
Hey guys, it's Amanda here and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hey! So I made a lot of EDC outfit videos and what I'm going to wear and DIY outfit stuff in the past. I even think I made like what you should know if you're ever going. Anyways, this year was my first year camping at EDC and it was pretty cool. So I kind of wanted to give a review on it. Before I even start, I'm just gonna straight up say camping was worth it. Highly recommend it. If you're even considering it, do it, because you'll love it. Even if you're hesitant about it, do it. Because you can always not do it the next year, but you should at least try it out, because I'm not into camping at all, and I would do it again. I tried watching, like before I went, I tried looking things up on YouTube just to get an idea of like what I was kind of getting myself into, because I had no idea. Obviously, it was their first year last year in 2018. And I was thinking about going then, but I always feel like, you know, like the first year is always gonna be probably the worst year, just because they don't really know what they're getting into. So based off that, like we decided to go camping this year. I don't even know why. My best friend really wanted to do it. My fiance really wanted to do it. And I was kind of being the person like, camping's not really my thing personally, but I knew they would love it and have a good time. So of course my best friend was like, we're gonna go camping. I was like, of course, why not? You know, I'm not gonna be the only person who doesn't want to do it. So we decided to go camping this year, and would I do it again? Probably. There's like a lot of reasons why it's actually the best idea. There's a couple of reasons why it's like not the best idea, so we'll get into that. But I'm just gonna start off day one, or technically day 0, so we'll start there. First off, I should actually start camping itself. For the one we got, which was the Moon Glow, that sounds right. I don't even know all the information. I think it was the Moon Glow, that's what it's called. It's the 4-person experience, I guess. I'm pretty sure the 2-person and the 4-person tents are exactly the same size. It's just obviously you have to share with more people. But for the 4-person tent, it was $1,200, plus I think there were taxes or fees. I'm not entirely sure. I know like our portion of it though was about, it was $650 for me and my fiance. So, but you get Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and you leave Monday night. So you get like almost all of Monday as well. So for 5 days, for $300, I mean, it's not that bad. I know a lot of people were saying how expensive it was, but I personally don't think that that's expensive at all for 5 days. For some people that might be a con. For me, I thought it was a pro because it was fairly cheap, and you're literally at EDC every day. That's another good reason. The tent itself was not too bad. I was expecting it to be a lot smaller, but it was plenty of room for 4 of us to sleep and have our stuff like in a corner. I don't think it was that bad at all. I thought it was a really good size. Okay, so we're gonna start off at the day 0, which was Thursday. So me and my fiance came from Oregon, so we flew into Vegas on Wednesday just to have like a night out in Vegas. We don't get to go that often now that we moved to Oregon, so we thought it'd be cool to be in Vegas for a night and just party and do all that. So we stayed at the Link, just me and him on Wednesday night, and just had a chill night. We didn't go too crazy. We didn't go out to any shows or anything because we didn't have money for that. But we just got some drinks and walked around the strip, and just like old times, it was pretty fun. Thursday, we were basically waiting for my best friend and his friend to come from California. So they both had work in the morning, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. So we checked out of the hotel at 11, I want to say. Checkout was at 11. But we found out that if you go to the front little desk office, whatever thing, at the hotel, they'll keep your bags pretty much all day. So we didn't have to carry them around Vegas, which is kind of cool. I recommend doing that if you can. All we did was like check them in, and he gave us a little tag, and then we went and got them at the end of the day. So that was really cool because we still had like 10 hours in Vegas and we didn't want to carry on our big ass suitcase, you know? So that was pretty cool. I was originally nervous because I heard that the first year getting inside Camp EDC was a nightmare. I've heard like up to 6 hours, 7-hour waits. Like the later you go, it was worse. So in my head, I was freaking out a little bit because I thought if we weren't supposed to, my friend wasn't supposed to get to Vegas until like 9 or 10 p.m. So camp closed check-in at 2 a.m. So we had like 4 hours basically to figure out our shit and go to camp and check in. So in my mind was like, I don't think we're gonna make it. From what I've heard from last year, it's gonna be crazy. And it was the opposite of crazy. It was so easy. I don't know what they changed different or what they did different, but literally we got into the parking lot, I think at 12, I wanna say. And from the time we parked till we checked in and walked to our camp, it was like 30 to 45 minutes. 45 minutes tops. I would say it was 30 minutes for the entire experience. And I was shocked because I've heard it took hours and hours last year. And for some reason this year, they figured it out, or I don't know what they did, but it was really unexpected and awesome. Basically, we went into the parking lot and we somehow managed to get the last parking spot right next to check-in. So it worked out perfectly. Our car was like the first car right before you go into check-in. So we grabbed half of the things in our car, walked to check-in. That was actually pretty cool, really easy. There was no line. We literally walked up to the girl. She helped us check in, and basically you have to sign up before, like prior to checking into camp. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't buy the camping technically. My best friend did, and we paid him back. So he was kind of in charge of all that, like the parking pass and all that. But basically you give like your name, your phone number, your email before you check in at all. And then once you check in, when you're checked in, they send everyone an email. And in the email, it's basically your camp address, which is super convenient, you know, because you do need that. Every address is like a street name and then the actual number of your tent. So it's kind of cute. Like you do have an address. It's kind of cute. We didn't really remember it. Basically, once we got to our tent and decorated it, that's how we remembered where it was, because there's a lot of tents. Security, after you check in and get your little address and all that, you walk down further. It's like this long gravel dirt path, and that wasn't even that bad either. The lines were pretty short for that as well. That one took like 20 minutes to 30 minutes to get through. Like honestly, that's what we waited for mostly, and that wasn't even that bad. Security, conveniently for us and what like things we wanted to bring in, like they did not check super well. I'm gonna say that, like straight up, like it's very light checkage of the bags. I guess that's kind of scary at certain things, but like I don't know, I just didn't really think about it. They like look in your bag and they touch around like the outside, but as far as going in and looking through things, that didn't happen. So I mean, yeah, you could take things in, you know, if you wanted to. I don't know if they're gonna change that for next year or how it was last year, but this year it was very lax on the checking. So we got there at like 1 a.m. The Fisher set was already playing, so we could hear it. We actually didn't get to see him because, okay. We got to our tent, figured out lighting, got our locks situated, set those. You do need 2 locks because there are 2 ways in and out, but we ended up just like locking off one entrance on the inside and we only used the other one to get in and out. I don't know, it was more easier for us just because we only had to remember 1 combination instead of 2. Got through security and then we went to our tent, checked out our tent, set it up. We're really excited about that. And then we were debating whether we should go back for our things later and like go check out Fisher, or we should, like what we should do. And we figured we might as well go get our stuff, the rest of it, and then be done and set up and be able to sleep and all that. Well, we went to go do that, and when we were coming back from the car, we had to go through security again with the rest of our stuff. And at that point, my fiance was like, I don't have my ID. And all of us were like, huh? Like you just had your ID when we checked in. Maybe it's at the tent. He's like, I don't have it. And he was kind of panicking, but obviously I didn't want him to panic because we didn't know where it was yet. But he was convinced he had it when we went out to the car. So he was like, I think it's by the car, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, security at that point was getting backed up because I don't know, they all had like this, it was really weird. It was right before the night was over and they gathered all the security team. They weren't checking any more bags and they had like a little group meeting. And apparently someone from the security team thought that they weren't checking well enough. Whatever. So we literally were there listening to Fisher. Fisher ended and we didn't get to see him. So that's kind of sad, but I mean, we thought we would see him at EDC. Plot twist, we didn't do that either. But anyways, so we were waiting for that. And then we finally get in, security figures it out, everyone's clapping, we get to go in. They check our stuff, and he ends up checking the tent, all around the tent, we check all our stuff. He still doesn't have his ID. So at this point, he was getting a little worried because you can't get into EDC without your ID pretty much. So at that point, he was screwed a little bit. So we were like, okay, we'll check lost and found. So we went in, checked lost and found. They obviously didn't have it yet. I'm like, you just lost it. If anything, it will be here tomorrow or whatever. After that, we tried to go back out to the cars, but security, I guess, was closing down to go back out to the cars for in and out privileges. I don't know. I thought that was all night, but apparently it wasn't. So he's like, you're gonna have to, if you go out, we're not gonna be able to let you back in, which I thought was stupid. I was like, what would you do if you got let out? You're gonna sleep in your car? Like, I didn't understand that part of it, but whatever. So we're like, okay, we can't go back out right now. So we just went back to the tent and we're like, just hoping and praying that if someone found it, they returned it. Otherwise, I don't even know. Like, I didn't want to think about it. I was getting sad. My fiance was sad. And we were all just like, we'll find it, we'll find it. But like, who knows? You know, you never know. You always hope there's that one nice person, but you never know. Anyways, Friday happens. We're all excited. He gets up at 8 a.m. because that's when security is supposed to be open again so we can go back out to our car. He goes out there and I get a text. He found his ID. It was right next to the car when we got the last set of luggage in. And I was just like, hallelujah. So lucky he found it. I don't want to think about what would have happened if he didn't. He would be stuck inside camp all week, which would suck. But yeah, so he found his ID. We were super happy. On Friday, we basically just checked out like the Mesa area, which is really fun. So many people in the pools. There's music, there's a bunch of food vendors. Like when you walk around, it's all artificial grass. It wasn't hot at all during the day. It was really nice. It was like 75 or something, which was like perfect. It's not too hot. They do have like rides there and stuff. There was like the log ride you could do. There was the Ferris wheel. They had like roller skating if you wanted to go do that. That was kind of cool. I didn't do that though. They had like a car wash for people. It was like this foam pit and like you walk through and there's spray and misters and then there's a bunch of bubbles. That was weird. That was cool. It was pretty just, I don't know, it was pretty chill. Just pretty much pre-partying before EDC, so it just gets you hyped up. There was like a camp merch area where we got this shirt. So my fiance got a bunch of merch there. I wanted to wait until we got into EDC, but like, that didn't work out either because they sold out of a lot of merch at EDC, which I was surprised about. Yeah, so basically camp was great. We're like a lot of people like to get food in the mornings. I always say morning, but like technically you sleep all morning and afternoon. But like I would say around 3, 4, and 5. Like kind of right before the festival. The festival opened at 7, I think, or 8. I don't even remember. But like between 3 and 5 was the busiest at the Mesa area where you go and get food. Like we would wait in line for 30 minutes, about 40 minutes, an hour just to get food because a lot of the lines were just so packed with people. And then the food in there that we got, they had a lot of options, but like the vegetarian side, the vegan side, the stuff that sounded really good always had like the hella longest line. So we didn't honestly eat much of that. We ate more of the crappier food. They had like spicy pizza pie. That was probably our favorite. All of us agreed that that was actually better than the pizza inside EDC, so we did that a lot. The food itself was open 24 hours inside camp, so that was nice. You got to eat whenever you wanted. Never went hungry. A+ for that. But the lines were pretty long, like, but it is what it is. There were a lot of campers. Like, I didn't expect it to be short, but it was okay. But they did have a lot of food options, like for vegan and vegetarian and all that. So that was pretty cool, I think. I don't know though, because I'm not specifically eating that, so someone else might correct me, but I thought they had a good amount of options. They did have like the majority of the food in the center of everything, But then they also had like food trucks lined up on the outside. That's where I ate one day. This bomb Thai place with some noodles. So good. Yeah, so they had a bunch of stuff. Different kinds of food. They had Thai food, slushies, like snow cones. Bake your own snow cone. They had like burgers, hot dogs, chicken tenders, pizza, tacos. I feel like I'm forgetting a lot. If we went again another year also, I was saying I would like to bring our own food and do more camping, like grilling and stuff. There are a couple tents nearby us that were grilling like chicken and veggies, and it smelled so good every morning. So I would recommend, if you have the equipment to do that and live probably in state, I would recommend bringing like your own little setup and grilling or cooking every day. You would save money and it'd probably be better, honestly, than the food there. Healthier too, you know. Bathroom situation was not that bad at all. I know last year they were saying that like the showers you couldn't go in after a certain time, and then they reopened in the morning or some shit like that. I don't know 100% if that's true, but this year the showers were open 24 hours. Great. We never actually waited for showers either. I heard a lot of people saying like if you try and shower right before the festival, like at 5 or whatever, like it'd be packed. Did not experience that this year. I don't know why that happened in the past, but there was never a line to wait. It was usually sometimes more crowded, but I never had to wait in line for a shower. I was always right there. So the showers themselves were really small, kind of gross by day 2 and day 3, not gonna lie, a bunch of hair. And then like people would leave their stuff in there, like, but it wasn't too bad. I'm just being a little baby because I just don't like camping. I always went right after we got back from EDC. So we would walk back to camp at like 5:36. They usually at camp after every day they have like an after party, which is really cool because there's like certain artists you get to see that maybe you didn't see in EDC. For example, Cascade was playing, and I know he got shut down because of the wind evacuation one night. And we got to see him at camp. I think that was Saturday night, Sunday morning. So it was like a free show.
Yeah.
Like you do get a lot out of camp, I will say that. But anyways, we saw a little bit of Cascade, and that was like 6:30, I don't know. And then I went to shower. No one in the showers. I recommend if you go shower right after you get back from EDC, there won't be anyone there. Like every morning I went to go shower, when I got home to tent, it'd be like 6 a.m., 6:30. There was only like maybe 1 or 2 other girls at a time in the shower. So it was like super empty, super nice. Just got to like decompress, get all the grime off of you. The bathroom situation, it was okay. It was like any camping festival, I feel like wasn't too bad. It was always stocked with toilet paper, at least as far as I went in there. Like I didn't have any problem with that. So that was good. The lines when you go from camp into EDC were also very short. I think Saturday was the only time we waited, and that was like 25 minutes. Probably. It wasn't that bad at all. Because I'm used to like old EDC where you go and you wait, and it'd be like an hour and a half just to get in. From doing your wristband, IDs, and security, it'd be like an hour and a half. So 20 minutes, not that bad. And then also to get in and out, all you do is show your wristband. You just hold it up, show your wristband, they let you through. Like they don't check you or pat you down coming in from the festival. Only when you're going back into the festival, like from camp, they security check. But when you're coming from EDC back to the campgrounds, like if you forgot something or want to grab something else, they don't check you at all. So something to consider. Okay, also I forgot to mention on I think it was day 2 of camp, they had like an open invitation for anyone like attending EDC who wasn't camping to come into the campgrounds. I think it was from 4 to 7, I want to say, and just check it out. I guess like to basically sell more tickets next year. Like if they see how cool it is, they're gonna want to come and stay next year type of thing. I didn't even know this thing was even happening. My fiance told me it was happening because he saw it on some page, and I feel like for the most part I was unaffected by this. A lot of people were kind of mad about it because they thought of security reasons, and people are saying they got things stolen that day, and I was like, really? We were unaffected by it. Like I noticed no difference. I didn't even know it was happening until it was almost over. The only thing that I was kind of bummed about was that I didn't know it was happening, because I would have liked to invite friends who weren't camping to come and check out our campsite, see where we're staying, see what it's about, and party with us and hang out with us. Would have been fun. So I kind of wish we would have heard about that sooner, or to not know about that till it happened. But I don't know anyone that got things stolen. I just heard that that's what happened, so controversy? I don't know. That's all the tea I have about that. No tea at all, actually. The best things about camping, you're at EDC. There's no driving. No one has to worry about being sober or not getting too messed up. I know in the past that's been a thing. Like, we'd be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna go crazy this night because I have to drive or whatever. You don't have to worry about that. Like, you're right at camp. You can walk back to camp. One of the best things about it is that you're in the location of EDC. So we stayed from opening to close every single night. We didn't miss one set we wanted to see, and I've never done that before, ever. We usually leave early because we have to drive back, and the strip and getting out is crazy. So we used to always leave early. This year, we stayed until the last set every single night. So worth it. Another reason is the in and out privileges. For instance, on a Friday night, it became windy as fuck. As soon as the sun went down, it was freezing. And I had my little outfit on, super cute, and I was like, I need clothes. Like, I took my pictures, I'm done looking cute, like, I just want to be warm. So we were gonna buy merch. They ran out of hoodies. We were about to buy this ugly shirt for $65, and I was like, I'm just gonna go back to camp. Yeah, it was like 20 minutes from the inside to go back to camp and change, and then walk back another 10 minutes. So it's like you missed 35 minutes of like a set or something, you know? But the in and out privileges were awesome because I saved $65 by just going and getting my sweatshirt and sweatpants, coming back and feeling so much better, so much comfier and warmer. Like, that was honestly super worth it too. So you get the in and out privileges, no driving, you're there all day. And then like the pre and after party, being able to party for all day and all night. That was honestly cool. Like, we saw Cascade. Who gets to say that? Like, he was right there and we were at the after party. We saw Joyride one day. We saw a couple, we heard Fisher, didn't technically see him. But I mean, you do get a lot of opportunity to see people like up close and personal in a very intimate setting. So that's pretty cool. And everyone there is down to just party and have a good time, which is really fun. No one got too crazy that I saw personally. Also, I feel like the campers themselves, like, it is like a little community. Like, you meet your neighbors. We met someone from who needed a lighter or something. We ended up giving him beer. We were friends. It was a great time. Like, it is a little community itself. And when you're inside EDC and you see people with like the camping stuff and you know they're camping too, it's like polar vibes. It's like a little community, and that's really cool. It's just like a different connection you get with them, I guess. Those are like the reasons that I would say you should definitely try it out. I feel like those are pretty valid and great reasons to do that. I would say maybe the downside of it would be the tents themselves. Like, if you don't have a lot of cushion coverage, it's pretty hard. Like, we slept on the floor, we didn't have an air mattress or anything, and it was pretty hard ground. Like, there is the AstroTurf, which is a little bit, I don't want to say cushiony. There's a little bit of something there, but it was pretty hard on your bones when you wake up every morning. But I mean, we sucked it up. It wasn't that big of a deal. It's not a deal breaker to me. I would definitely, if I do it again, would bring some kind of coverage for the ground. The AC worked beautifully. Had no problems with the AC at all. It got really cold at night anyways, plus the AC, like, we needed blankets. I didn't think we would, because every year in the past I've been to EDC, it's hot. This was the first year it was freezing, and I was like, it is a desert, I understand, but like, I was not prepared for that kind of, like, we did need more blankets. We could have used more blankets, technically. But then during the day it got warm, so you did need the AC. It was just a weird thing. But yeah, I would say the downside would probably be just like the lack of cushioning, but that's not a big deal. Another only downside I can think of is if you are trying to go to get sleep. Camping you might not like, because there was constant noise throughout the entire day, because there was after parties and all that, and those would go till 10 a.m. and then you get like a lull, but there'd be like just some music playing still usually. But personally for me, it didn't affect me that much. I was able to sleep 5 to 7 hours every night. And I feel like that was fine. I never felt overtired or anything. I feel like for EDC, for me, that's normal. I'm not getting 8 hours, you know, but 5 to 7 solid hours was pretty decent, I think. But I could see if you're a person that wants your sleep and doesn't want music and loud noise. We were kind of near the mesa and it was pretty, I don't want to say loud, but there's constant music. So we just had earplugs. That totally worked for us. I knocked out. I was exhausted. Like, to me, the noise wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I've seen some things on Reddit and Twitter and all that saying like that it is it's noisy and it's too loud and everything shakes and rattles, which may be the case for some people, but I didn't think it was that bad. I don't think that's a reason to not do it, if anything, but I could see why that might be a con of camping. Overall, I would say 10 out of 10. Would recommend it. Was a really fun experience. Enjoyed it. Got to get the most out of EDC for sure, because we stayed from night until morning, like open to close. So that was pretty awesome. That is gonna be everything I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you if you need any help on trying to figure things out for your trip to Camp EDC next year. Let me know. I'd love to help you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!